In a new interview, Dylan O'Brien talks about his severe Maze Runner accident and how it intensified everything else in his world. Let's get into it. As Dylan O'Brien fans know, he sustained an incredibly traumatic stunt accident while shooting the final Maze Runner film in March of 2016. He hasn't discussed the accident much and has never revealed exactly what happened on set. But in 2017, Dylan revealed that he suffered severe trauma to the brain and that he underwent extensive facial reconstructive surgery after the accident broke most of the right side of his face. Cinema Blend also reported that Dylan was hit by a stunt car while shooting and rushed to the hospital straight from set for a concussion, a facial fracture, and brain trauma. Now, a few years and a lot of healing later, Dylan spoke with ME Magazine about how he feels he's reached a transitional phase from an accident to a new chapter in his life. He still didn't go into detail about the accident, but he did discuss his inner conflict with the outlet. Dylan discussed how he was going through things in his personal life too at the time of the accident that made it even more challenging. He said, quote, it was a lot of personal things combined. It was like this whole storm of Dylan added that he was simultaneously so happy and fulfilled by where his career had brought him at such a young age, but he was also struggling. He said, quote, such amazing things to experience at a young age, but at the same time, there were a lot of things in my personal life that were unchecked and sort of neglected for a while. Dylan added that the accident and all the other things that he was facing at the time forced him to realize that he needed to stop for a second. He said he re-explored how he wanted his life to look going forward, so that's why it served as a transitional moment for him. And speaking of which, in another recent interview, Dylan also discussed his new movie, Flashback, and why he connected with the character. He told Entertainment Weekly that he actually came across a script during what he called a dormant time in his career, seemingly after his accident. And he was drawn to the film because he was going through a similar transition that his character Frederick was. Dylan said, quote, I very much personally connected with it at the time. One of the first things I said to the director was, I am this guy right now in my life. I'm going through such similar things. It read like a really interesting spin on a quarter-life crisis. And as much as Dylan loves and is connected to the movie, he knows not everyone feels the same. It received 45% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb, and Dylan is okay with that. He said, it's one of those movies that doesn't get made unless people are drawn to it. The fact that we all were definitely means something. It means that there will be people that see the same thing that we did when we first read the script. He added that he knows it's a weird, long, windy journey, but it explores the emotional patterns and themes of one's life. If you haven't already seen it, Flashback is out now, and you can decide if you love it as much as Dylan does. And at the end of the day, we're just glad he's acting and enjoying his career after everything he went through with the accident and the aftermath. For more on Dylan, be sure to click right over here for another Clevver News video. Then slide in the comments. I want to know you guys' thoughts on this vulnerable interview. Until next time, I'm your host, Rubo Wilson. Don't forget to follow me on my TikTok and Instagram at Rubo's World. Stay beautiful.